Hey everyone. You probably noticed already how Ilia Topuria looks like the kind of fighter the UFC can build around for years. Undefeated, confident, sharp, powerful, and completely convinced that every opponent in front of him is already one step behind. That belief is part of what makes him dangerous. He does not enter fights hoping he belongs, he enters like the result has already been decided. But Justin Gaethje is where clean narratives go to die. Gaethje is not here to give Topuria a perfect technical showcase. He is not here to play the role of the aging veteran who gets picked apart and turned into another highlight. He is here to damage rhythm, punish confidence, attack the legs, and drag Topuria into the kind of fight where skill alone is not enough. And that is why this matchup is dangerous. Because sometimes the wrong fight is not the fight where you are outmatched, it is the fight where your own confidence pulls you into danger. Topuria may be the future, he may be the better fighter on paper, and he may even be the rightful favorite. But if he starts chasing a statement, or if Gaethje turns this into the kind of ugly war he has survived for years, then Topuria might not be walking into a coronation. Now let's talk about why he might be walking into the wrong fight. Now, before talking further, I do think he will win. Now, with that being said, there are some factors that we have to take into account. Ilia Topuria has made almost everything look clean so far. The confidence, the boxing, the power, the calmness, the way he talks before fights, then backs it up when the cage closes. He does not feel like a fighter hoping to win. He feels like a fighter who already believes the result is decided, and most of the time, that kind of confidence is terrifying. But Justin Gaethje is not the kind of fighter you want to be too comfortable against. He is not clean. He is not safe. He is not there to give you a technical match where everything happens in perfect rhythm. Gaethje is dangerous because he drags great fighters into ugly moments. He damages legs, breaks timing, forces exchanges, and makes calm fighters prove they can stay calm when the fight stops feeling controlled. That is why this matchup is so interesting. On paper, Topuria may look like the newer, sharper, more complete fighter. He is younger in fight years, more precise, and carrying the feeling of someone whose peak is still expanding. Gaethje feels older, more damaged, more familiar, and easier to understand. But that might be exactly where the trap is. Because sometimes the wrong fight is not the fight where you are outmatched, it is the fight where your strengths pull you into danger. There is another factor people are starting to talk about, and it matters if the reports are true. Reports attributed to Plinio Cruz, Alex Pereira's coach, claimed that Topuria was close to 90 kilograms, almost 200 pounds, around a month out from the fight. If that is accurate, that means Topuria would have to come down roughly 45 pounds to make 155. That is a massive cut. And even if some of that number is inflated or misunderstood, the conversation itself raises a real question. How much of Topuria's performance gets spent before the fight even begins? Weight cuts do not just affect the scale, they affect recovery, durability, cardio, sharpness, patience, and emotional control. A fighter can make weight and still pay for it later. They can look fine at the weigh ins, then feel flat once the fight starts. They can still be powerful early, but struggle when the pace rises. And against Gaethje, that is a nightmare because Gaethje's whole style is designed to make the fight expensive. This is where the matchup becomes more interesting. If Topuria is fully recovered, sharp, hydrated, and physically strong, he may be able to manage Gaethje's danger. But if the cut takes something out of him, even a small amount, the fight changes. A slightly slower Topuria is easier to kick. A slightly less durable Topuria is easier to hurt. A slightly more tired Topuria is easier to drag into exchanges. And this is not the kind of fight where you want to be slightly off. Gaethje punishes small decline brutally. We saw that in the Paddy fight. If your feet are a little heavy, he kicks your legs. If your entries are a little predictable, he counters. If your defense gets lazy, he throws back hard. If your gas tank dips, he makes every exchange feel worse. That does not mean Topuria is doomed. That would be stupid. He is undefeated for a reason. His boxing is real, his confidence is real, his finishing ability is real, and Gaethje has been hurt before. Gaethje has been knocked out before. He has absorbed years of damage, and Topuria absolutely has the precision to punish him if Gaethje gets reckless. That's why he's the favorite. That's why everyone believes he will win. Because until this point, nobody proved otherwise. But Topuria hasn't faced anyone with Gaethje's power. I still think Topuria wins, but I also think that if the weight cut reports are real, Gaethje's chances go up. That is the difference between a dangerous fight and an impossible one. Gaethje does not need to be the better fighter everywhere. He needs to be the wrong kind of problem. He needs to make Topuria less comfortable than he expects. He needs to make the perfect version of Topuria deal with an imperfect fight. That is what old dangerous fighters do. They may not be as fast as they once were. They may not be as fresh. They may not have the same clean future ahead of them, but they carry something younger fighters sometimes underestimate. They know how to survive chaos. They know how to fight when things go wrong. They know how to keep throwing when the fight becomes ugly. Topuria has been brilliant when he controls the tone. Gaethje's job is to steal that tone from him. Make him react, make him reset, make him prove he can stay composed after taking damage. Make him prove the confidence is not just confidence when everything is going his way. In my analysis, if he survives the early storm, the precision and power of Topuria early on, he has time to make this a ugly fight. Now we have to see how Topuria reacts to it. If Topuria starts chasing the finish, that is when Gaethje becomes most dangerous. Gaethje is hittable, but he is also dangerous in the moments after being hit. He throws back when other fighters reset. He creates collisions when opponents think they have control. He can lose an exchange and still make the next one feel dangerous. That kind of fighter punishes overconfidence. Topuria's safest path is discipline. Stay sharp. Do not admire his work. Do not get pulled into trading just to prove toughness. Check or avoid the leg kicks early. Make Gaethje reset after every entry. Use the grappling threat if needed. Keep the fight layered, not emotional. If he does that, he can make Gaethje look old, slow, and hittable. But if Topuria treats Gaethje like just another victim, this gets dangerous fast. Because Gaethje is not there to protect a perfect record. He's not there to look pretty. He's not there to win a clean technical debate. He is there to create damage. And fighters like that are most dangerous when everyone thinks they are supposed to lose. That is why this could be the wrong fight for Ilia Topuria, not because Gaethje is better on paper, not because Topuria is overrated, but because Gaethje attacks the exact things that make confident fighters feel safe. Rhythm, comfort, timing, patience, physical trust, emotional control. Topuria may be the future, he may be the cleaner fighter, he may be the rightful favorite, but Justin Gaethje has never needed a perfect future to be dangerous. He only needs one ugly present, and if Topuria walks into this fight too heavy, too confident, too willing to trade, or too eager to make history at the White House, Gaethje may not have to be the better fighter. He may only have to be the wrong one. If you saw this video up until the end and liked what you saw, consider liking and subscribing the channel. It will help me out a lot. Peace.